We're gonna talk to some people, gonna have a lot of fun. We're gonna talk to some people, gonna learn a lot of stuff. We're gonna talk to some people, gonna have a lot of fun. We're gonna talk to some people, gonna learn a lot of stuff. Cause Kristin knows blank.
Well, hi everybody. It's the Kristin Knows Blank podcast, and I'm your old pal Kristin, the host of this crazy mess. Thanks for coming back. If you listened before, if you're a first-time listener, what's up? This is how it goes. Yeah, I'm about to read a whole lot of scripture to you. That's not true. That's not what we do at all. Actually, I have a really fun guest on this week and really exciting to talk to. We're going to chit chat. We're going to play 5 quick questions. We're going to do a rad lib together, and then everybody's going to go home happy. So if you're having a terrible day, that's fine. It's about to get better. If you're having a good day, you know what? Yeah, let's just ride that wave, baby. If you haven't seen me live, I'm a stand-up comedian and I perform all around the world. So right now I'm on a tour throughout America. So go to KristinKey.com and see when I'm going to be playing a city near you on my Camp Kristin S'more Lesbians S'more tour. Also, there is a Patreon. If you want to support this podcast and all my projects and also have some fun stuff, go to patreon.com/Kristin Key Comedy and join the lesbian army. A lot of fun stuff, bonus content. There's a game night. Also, my website, KristinKey.com, where you can find tour dates, also has a shop. So if you want to get some merch, that's where you'd go to do it. The official lesbian army t-shirt lives there, as well as t-shirts and Camp Kristin t-shirts. And also we've got hats and patches and stickers and all kinds of fun stuff. I'm also on Patreon. If you want to give the gift of me, well, go to Patreon. And if you give me as a gift, I usually write a song for everybody who gets a Patreon. So I'll see you on there. Now, my guest today, I'm so thrilled to welcome. They are a licensed clinical social worker and the founder of Wildart Society. Mackenzie is the heart and voice behind Camp Wildart, which is a wonderful trans youth camp that gives trans kids the ability to experience a youth summer camp with safety and freedom. Also, Mackenzie has a podcast called Camp Wildart, which is a community dedicated to supporting their families, raising transgender and non-binary children. They're such a wonderful person. I was so excited to get to do their podcast. And so in return, they're doing my podcast. And I'm so excited to learn so much about this community. Hey, computer lady, play that interview with Mackenzie Dunham.
Playing interview with Mackenzie Dunham.
Thank you for coming on the Kristin Knows Blank podcast. It's wonderful to see you again.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh my gosh.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited to be here.
I am. You're one of the most unique and interesting guests I have because we've never had anyone with your expertise, what you do. I'm so excited about Camp Wildart that I want the whole world to know about it. So let's just start by explaining what Camp Wildart is.
The podcast or the actual camp? I should really name them different things.
No, both, because to me it's like a brand and a movement.
Great. So Camp Wildart, the podcast, is a podcast for parents of trans kids, or really anybody who cares about trans kids. And the whole idea is nobody expects for their kid to come out as trans. Even trans parents have said to me, like, I didn't expect this. And so there's not a lot of resources that are available to parents going through this. And so often, so parents really rely on other parents. And when your kid comes out as trans, this group of parents that you thought you had in your corner often just sort of disappears in the world of support because they don't have a trans kid. So you can't be like, hey, they're rolling over, great. But so I was really trying to help families feel less alone. I found that in the work that I do, because I'm a clinical social worker, and I own a group therapy practice, and the work that I do, I found the most effective thing to help families in general was other families. And so I started to do this podcast at the encouragement of a consultant or a coach that I was working with at the time, through Brene Brown's work. And she was like, you should do a podcast. And I was like, no, I don't think that's a good idea. And she was like, yeah, absolutely. So I started doing it, and now we're 5 seasons in, and thousands of families all over the world have listened and have reached out and said things like, it's such a lifeline. So it's really, really, really great to feel like it resonates. And it's mainly just parents sharing their experience of what it was like for them when their kid came out and their journey. and then also woven in with some expertise, some different people who have been doing this work for a long time, and just trying to help people understand what's true and what's not true, since there's so many misinformation campaigns about trans kids.
That's a great thing to touch on. Like, what are some common misconceptions parents have when their child comes out as transgender, or what, like, people listening to this that may not understand the trans community at all may have heard?
Yeah, so the big ones that we hear right now are that kids can go to school and get sex change operations, or like that we're doing sex change stuff on 9-year-olds.
I couldn't even get a Band-Aid from a.
Yeah.
I mean, my school nurse. We had much different school nurses. Okay, so this is false, blatantly false. That you can,
Blatantly false. And your school nurse experience is still today's school nurse experience, right? Like they can take their temperature and basically that's about it. And so we hear
still
that
a great
lot.
way to get out of class, by the way.
I know.
Can I go with a nurse because I just want to not be here? Thanks.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I have a 49-degree fever. Great at math and just would like to lay down. So
yeah, I have prostate issues. Can I go with a nurse?
Perfect.
Thank you. I read that somewhere.
Yeah, I heard that's serious. So so the kids, we hear that a lot about kids. We hear that there's the biggest thing that parents are always like, it's the internet. Like they gave them access to the internet and now they're trans. Or they've met this group of friends and now they're trans because all their friends are trans.
Okay, I hear this one. I hear this one a lot. I have a family member that came out as trans, and I heard from a family member that was having a hard time with him. If they hadn't had that trans friend, they wouldn't have become trans.
Yes.
Yeah.
So a couple thoughts here. One is birds of a feather flock together. Like you find people in adolescence in particular, but really when you find people that are your people, you continue to hang out with them.
You can be people easier with those people.
Yeah.
I didn't become a lesbian because I met a lesbian. I met a lesbian and realized that's what I've been this whole time. I just needed to see someone that looked like me and go, oh, that's what it's called.
Yeah. And so often they don't even have the language to talk about it, and so they meet somebody else and they're like, oh, I'm trans. And they're like, what is that? And then the next thing is, that's a thing? Oh my God, everything about me just makes sense.
Right.
But there's a really big fear of influence. I just think about like all the other people that are trying to influence this kid.
Right.
And all the other types of people that this kid is exposed to. And this kid isn't becoming the conservative kid in their class. This kid isn't becoming like a gun nut, even though I'm sure they know other kids that are gun nuts. I'm sure that this kid is not like developing a super obsession with guitar, if that's not something that's going to be natural for them, right? Like just because they have a friend that plays guitar doesn't mean that they're going to play the guitar.
Right.
So those sorts of pieces to it. I mean, if it was possible to influence a kid in their gender or sexuality, I mean, Kristin, don't you think that you would have latched onto that in like the traumatic days of your,
Agreed. Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty non-binary presenting, but I'm actually a she, her. And and I've known I'm a she, her. And even when I came out of the closet, I went really butch because where I was, I didn't have any examples of what a lesbian could look like. Mm-hmm. I was just told, oh, you must want to be a guy. And I was like, I guess I'll dress like a guy now. And, now this grown-up lady, this is who I am and this is who I'm comfortable with. And because now I know this is what's possible that a she, her can look like.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, if it were just based on influence and if you want to be a guy, wear a guy's clothes, you're just trying to be a guy. Well, yeah, I'm a guy now. No.
Yeah. No,
I've
not like that at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the other thing I think is
You are
important
who
to
you are inside.
Yeah. And I think that it's important to note that most trans kids, almost every trans kid that I know, struggles with internalized transphobia. They would love nothing more than to not be trans.
Oh, boy, that hits so hard. Because when I went through my religious, trauma and the, God make me not gay. God make me not gay. If I could be anything but gay, please do that.
Right.
And whatever's up there was like, nope, you're gay.
So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand that. Like it's not the road that anybody would choose to be a trans kid in America today.
No, absolutely not. It's really, really, really uncomfortable and painful and scary.
Is it true that because some people say they just want attention, most trans kids, that's the last thing they want is
They
attention.
mostly want to be invisible.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That feels more true. I think that when just a therapist note on that phrase of the attention seekers, attention seeking behavior is really connection seeking behavior. Like those kids are seeking attention because they really need connection.
Yeah.
Right. So if a kid is attention seeking, like lean in, give them the connection they need, and maybe you'll see those behaviors that you think are terrible disappear instead of shaming them for having needs. Just a thought.
Let me ask you, as a professional in
Great.
both social work and therapy, does shame help someone become a better version of themselves?
Absolutely not. No.
She asks with much sarcasm.
Yes. No, shame is.
I tried really hard.
That's okay.
Tell us your thoughts on shame's used as a parenting tool.
I think it's the worst.
Okay. I concur, doctor.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's very soul crushing, It's really good at short-term compliance. But I would encourage parents to think about what it is they're trying to do. What's the goal here? Are they trying to teach their child to be an independent person who has thought and autonomy and believes in who they are? Or are they trying to teach them to be afraid of authority and hide who they are and try and survive life? Because the shame route is going to take you down the ladder. And so I think it's really important for parents to just remember that parenting is largely teaching. So,
Right.
what are they trying to teach?
Yeah, when kids are going through something this life altering, there are only a few people they can turn to safely, and hopefully parents can be that safe place. And what would you recommend to someone who has a child that recently told them, I'm not the gender you thought I was?
So the first thing I would say is take a breath, and then find support and other parents. And remember that just because your child is saying that they are a different gender doesn't mean that they're the authority on transness.
Ooh, yeah, that's important. Because kids, trans kids and non-trans kids are I don't want to use the word idiots. I was an idiot around,
that's fair.
about from like 15 to 25.
Yeah.
Was just a heavily like, oh my God. Like,
I think it really starts around 13.
Okay,
And I definitely call it the dumb.
okay, yeah. And kids, if you're listening to this, it's not personal. You yourself are not an idiot. This is the idiot age.
It's just the
age
idiot
of
years.
dumb. Yes.
Yeah, you just have to, and that's part of it. This is
And the
just,
symptom is you think you know everything.
yeah.
That is the symptom.
Unfortunately, that is absolutely the symptom.
Yeah. Oh, I had it for so long. Yeah. Couldn't tell me nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, my kids just entered into it, and I'm like, oh, I'm so excited about the next decade. It's gonna be great. Ugh.
Just be careful what you pierce and tattoo in that time. 'Cause
I know.
You'll wake up at like 25 and 6 months and go, what? Oh man, I didn't want any of that.
No, I have a kid that I worked with who like did the kids love the stick and poke tattoos.
Okay.
Like
What
prison
is this?
style.
Prison style tattoos.
Yeah, where
of
they
course.
just take like the ink from a pen and a needle and they'll like tattoo each
Perfect.
other. And this kid put a band name on their ankle. And I, for the love of God, cannot remember the name of the band, but I remember immediately saying, "That's spelled wrong." And she goes, "YOLO."
Oh my God.
It's like, yeah, no regrets, I guess.
No regrets. Oh, and I bet are these makeshift prison tattoos harder to remove maybe?
They often fade after a few years to the point where there's no.
What are we telling our young listeners? This is exactly how you get yourself a tattoo, and it'll be fine.
Yeah, don't.
That's what I would hear at that age. I'm like, I am going to put the whole logo on my ass
Yeah, and
if I could reach.
I will just.
Oh, that's not where you went the word whole.
Nope.
I'm like, pick a different band, Kristin. Wow. Okay. Well, thank God I couldn't reach back there and didn't know this information, or else
No
there'd just
kidding.
be like a Xena logo and the word whole right by my buttle.
I know a lot of people who would have Xena logos. And Buffy the Vampire Slayer logos.
Oh my God. That I'm still considering.
Well, as you should. You know?
I mean, Buffy was great. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe not on my ass, but we'll see. It's mine. I'm old
You
enough.
can do whatever you want.
Yeah, I can do whatever I want.
Your body,
now.
your choice.
My body, my choice.
So the I don't remember what I was trying to tell you.
So the
about
summer
that.
camp. So this is your
Yeah,
podcast helps
podcast
families,
helps parents.
and it
Summer
provides
camp.
a community. Now, yeah, because you decided to do this not as a trans person, just as a person who cares about others. And how did you go from podcasting to creating just a dream come true for young trans kids, which is a safe place to go experience a summer camp?
Great question. First of all, I will say that I'm a non-binary person.
Okay.
And so as a non-binary
That's
person,
under the trans umbrella.
which it sort of is under the trans umbrella. I actually sort of feel like I'm still pretty feminine. Like I think that you and I have a similar vibe in terms
Sure.
of like our, general aesthetic. And so I say I use she and they pronouns because they both feel wrong.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
neither one of them really feels like the right pronoun. So
I'll
I just-
answer to all of them because
Yeah.
I get them so often. So I'm she, her, they, them, he, him at an airport without correction, just because I'm in a hurry, and I get it.
Airports is where I get he himmed also.
Airports is also where in a restroom I'm a very quick she, her.
Good call.
Yo soy una mujer in Mexico.
Perfect. Important to be able to speak in all languages.
Yeah.
So the camp, though, I grew up going to camp. I grew up going to summer camp, and I worked at summer camps, and like it was just the most magical time for me, and so important, and so gave me so much autonomy, and really helped me have like a better understanding of my own self. Now, granted, I went to Christian camps.
I was going to ask because I, as a young Christian camper, didn't know there were other camps. And so anytime you say I went to camp, I'm like, was it Bible camp?
Yeah. I also didn't know there were other camps until
Yeah.
I was like, oh, wow, this is a whole different world. I didn't know existed. I just thought the only choice was Jesus. All right.
And also, I agree with you. It was a wonderful place to have autonomy, to feel like I'm a cool kid at this camp. Like what a wonderful world this is. Like I loved church camp.
I loved it. And when I realized, I was starting to ask the kids that I worked with if they had plans to go to camp that summer, and they're like, I can't go to camp. And I went, why? And they said, because of the gender stuff. And I was like, of course, the camp, that's so.
Where are they gonna? What cabin? And of course not in church camp. I mean,
No,
even
definitely not a church
bigger,
camp.
Yeah.
And I was just brokenhearted about it. I thought this is an essential piece of my youth that I just really leaned back on as like joy, the joy moments of your youth. And so I was just like, we got to do it. And then there were several people that I work with on my team who are ex-Mormons and also grew up going to camp. And so they were like, hey, have you ever thought, can we maybe do a camp? And I was like, hell yeah, we can do camp. So we just brought all of our churchiness together and like said, we're going to do camp. And we rented a facility and we said, let's go. And it's been an adventure ever since. Learning. We do a lot of learning on the fly.
Well, I think we talked about this when I did your podcast. The overlap, like in the Venn diagram of the queer community and neurodivergence.
Yeah.
Which could also create a very exciting cat herding camp experience when you have, whatever amount of campers you have that are queer and neurodivergent.
Yeah, 45
How
campers.
fun.
Yeah.
How fun for you.
Plus the staff, also queer and neurodivergent.
Right.
So there's a lot of like, oh, I was going to lead that activity, but I just like, I'm feeling really overstimulated and I really need to like take some space. I'm like, great, I will find somebody else to do it.
So much space is being held. Yeah.
So
It's a heavy, lots of space to behold.
Also, we like created a sensory like friendly zone in the campground. Like, so we like put up these giant like 30-foot tents and we were like, this is where you can go if you just need to like be alone or be quiet. And like, this is a sensory space.
I would very much like that.
It was great. We had puzzles, we had art stuff, and it's just like all kinds of stuff.
Can you spend your whole camp in the puzzle room?
You can.
Are there cats?
No.
Okay,
There
I'm
is
gonna
a dog though.
Oh my God. I was like, I'm going to make my own summer camp and it's going to have cats and puzzles. But
Yeah, Kate McKinnon is there.
oh my God.
The dog, not the actor.
I'm so sorry to the real Kate McKinnon, but a dog named Kate McKinnon's even better.
I think so. So yeah, our therapy dog is named Kate McKinnon, and she comes to camp and
Oh
like
my God, that's amazing.
provides essential services.
And let me just, for those listening again, that if you've made it this far into the podcast and you're still listening, it means that you are either very, very curious or you're not angry about this issue. But I have to bring this up because when I hear people talk about the trans community, they always make it sexual. And so when people, and I think that's the misconception I hear a lot, is that people are trying to sexualize the youth with like the trans agenda. And so talk to me about the camp aspect and how, what is it really like?
Well, it is like what I think.
Do you sexualize your campers?
Thank you for the direct question. Absolutely not. No. Ew. We do educate the kids on safer sex practices and
Okay.
like things that you probably wouldn't hear about in your high school health class. But that's all optional. So
Okay.
they get to sign up for it. But I'm not trying to sexualize anybody at all. It's more about autonomy and choice and courage and social skills. We spend so much time on social skills and like how to make friends and how to have a boundary. It's like really, it feels in so many ways like all of the things that I wish that somebody would have told me about
Yeah.
how to deal with mean girls.
Oh, yeah.
Was sort of in that world. But no,
And
there's no
yeah.
sexualizing anything about it. We just really want kids to be able to be themselves. And when we take them and put them in camp, the trans stuff actually just sort of flies out the window because it's the least interesting thing about them because all of their peers also
Right.
have that thing about them.
They don't stand out. They don't stick out. They're not, yeah, they're not the punchline. They're
Nope.
not in any danger.
Nope. They get to be free to like try other things and to for their with speaking of the question you asked me earlier about what parents should and shouldn't do, so often trans kids, when they come out, then everything everybody wants to talk to them about is about their gender. And they're still a whole
Right.
person. And so we forget that, when we take them and we take them to camp, then they're no longer just talking about transness. They might talk about it a little bit, but for the most part, they're talking about like different crafts and like how to sew stuff and how to make fires and bugs and rocks. I mean, all of the classic
Yeah.
queer people
Yeah.
interests.
Look at my stick.
Exactly. We have stick show and tell. My favorite. So it's just a really beautiful time. And the other thing I think that's really important is they get to see themselves reflected in the adults that are there. All of the adults that are there are trans. With some exceptions, we let some cis people come if they're queer. And they're there for usually a very specific thing. But for the most part, it's a bunch of trans adults and they get to see themselves at these different ages because we have like old people that show up that are trans and like people in their 20s and people in their 40s. So they get to see like it really I it gives them the way to see themselves down the road. So often when you ask kids like how old can they see themselves at, they stop at 18. I've never pictured myself past 18. I don't know what that
Right.
would even look like. And now they can because they get to see, oh, I could do pretty much anything anybody else can.
Right. And what an important thing to see is people that have grown up and become comfortable in their skin, which I think takes years and years. I don't think I was comfortable in my skin until my late 30s, maybe.
Yeah,
And
same.
yes, so to be able to, and I remember the people that I watched in awe of like when Ellen DeGeneres came out of the closet and I saw this woman that was so confident in her gayness.
Yeah.
And it was like, it was so exciting, but also like terrifying at the same time because I was so not there. I was just ashamed all the time. And I'm like, God, so jealous of that self-acceptance. But anyway,
Yeah.
what a great thing for the campers to get to see just a whole camp run by people that have survived and thrived and found, their place in the world.
Yeah, it's so cool. And like the chef that we have for camp is like he's a trans man and he brings like a whole crew of like trans kitchen help and they all like create the most unbelievable food for these kids that are incredibly picky eaters, right? You've got like 45 neurodivergent kids. They all basically want to eat chicken nuggets and mac and cheese.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's fine. Here's the best chicken nuggets and mac and cheese that you've ever eaten in your entire life. And like the kids are just like, is there more? Is there more? It's great. The food always gets rave reviews and they get a chance to see adulthood in a way that they haven't. And the really cool thing, the thing that I didn't count on when I started doing this is that the adults, the trans adults that we have on staff, they are also, they're like, this changed my life. I didn't know this would change my life. And being able to be around this many trans people at one time is magical. They also were getting to have this just beautiful experience I just did not count on. I didn't even think about it. So
I think that that's such a wonderful thing that everybody on both sides, you know, from the campers to the counselors, get to feel at the same time. There is something about our community and the feeling of getting to help somebody when you've survived. Because I know you get to do this as your job, is like work, like being of service to those who are in need. And I think like both of us have survived some like religious trauma and some, you know, coming out of the closet issues and whatnot. There's such a sense of purpose that comes with not just, you know, having a job that pays money, but having a job that actually pays in, you know, the service that you get to provide to the people.
Yeah.
So
I have the best job in the whole world, for sure. I get paid and I get to help people. And I get to help people in ways that are the exact way that I needed helped when I was a kid. So it's like there's just nothing better. I could do it literally all day, but that's workaholism, and you're not supposed to do that, even when it's a good thing.
don't listen to them. I'm a workaholic. It's okay. We're allowed. It's fine.
Yeah, that's
Keep
fine.
working.
It's fine.
We'll sleep later. It's good to work today.
I hear that's like our form of numbing.
You shut your mouth, because I'm not ready to deal with this yet. Yeah, my workaholic. I have other things I've tried to quit. I'm gonna keep being a workaholic for a while until I go to the hospital.
That's fine. Go for it.
Accompanying this episode, we're going to be putting up in my Instagram stories and other places ways that people can help contribute and support Camp Wildart. So we're going to make sure that if you would like to support Camp Wildart, you will be able to do so. Where can people donate if they were going to donate to the camp itself?
There's two places to donate. One, you can donate straight to Wild Heart Society, which is the organization that I run, and that's wildheartsociety.org. Or you can donate to the Queer Community Network, which is queerpnw.org. And the Queer Community Network is a nonprofit. So if you're looking for a fat tax deduction, that's the way to go. I'm on the board there, and you can earmark your donation for a Wild Heart Society fund, and all of those funds go to supporting our efforts at camp. And if you donate it straight to Wild Heart Society, that's fine too. It's just that I'm not a nonprofit, and I'm not a nonprofit because I like control.
Hey, that's something else I don't want to quit. All right, hang on.
And I don't know if you've noticed, but like sometimes there's a lot of drama with a lot of infighting among the queer community, and
oh my God, as soon as this episode's over, I got a dish.
So I thought that the best way for me to avoid that was to not have to report to a board.
Okay.
So
wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, I know people listening, for me at least, and with the tour we raised a lot of money for LGBTQ youth because whenever the world seems, dark and scary and frustrated and you want to shake your fist at the sky, I've found that helping LGBTQ plus youth makes my joy go up. And so instead of being angry and frustrated and we're all going to die, it's like, well, not these kids today, because we're going to help them and give them support and show them that grown-ups still love them. So put a little love in the world and it makes the world a little bit better place.
It's time for 5 quick questions.
I'm going to ask you 5 quick questions, and then we're going to do my favorite part. We're going to play a Mad Lib together that I wrote specifically for you. First, 5 quick questions. Question number 1.
Great.
What do you listen to when you want to feel happy?
Disney music?
What a great answer. What's your, do you have some favorites?
Yeah, so my go-to right now has been Moana. And so I love to listen to Moana.
How far I'll go. And
How far I'll go.
you.
That's where it's at for me.
Pick up what you're putting down.
Yeah, that, and I guess it's not a Disney movie, but my sad time has always been.
That's question number two. Question number two. What do you
great.
listen to when you want to feel sad?
Oh, when I want to feel sad?
Or when you're feeling sad?
The Sound of Music.
Why are we the same person?
Is that really your
I
Sound of
literally
Music?
have a framed original poster of The Sound of Music in my office. It's my favorite film. Yeah.
My dog before Kate McKinnon was named Julie Andrews.
Oh my God. Okay, we're just gonna hang. We're gonna
Yeah.
hang. We're gonna do this in real life. We're friends.
Great.
We're real friends, not just internet friends. We've got so much that we can talk about and sing about. Question number 3. You're celebrating. What do you put in your mouth?
Candy.
What's your favorite kind of candy?
Peanut butter cups.
You like chocolate candy. Okay. Oh, and you have some on your desk right now.
Yeah, that's all the time. Chocolate peanut butter
amazing.
cups. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I would put in my mouth, and it all comes back to candy.
Okay, candy. That's great. You're celebrating. I understand. It's great. I have a potential 3 more questions, but I can only ask 2. So let's go. Question number 3. Let's say the camp cook didn't show up this week, and you've got to cook for the entire camp. What can you whip up?
Tacos.
Everybody's eating tacos.
Everybody's getting tacos, and the great thing about tacos is they can be tacos or nachos. It doesn't matter. Or it can be a dip. So
Or
you
a
can.
bowl.
It's like
Yeah.
it's the same
It's
ingredients.
the Taco Bell mentality.
Yes, it is.
We have everything you want. We got quesadillas, burritos, tacos, bowls.
Chalupas.
Great answer.
Best.
Great answer. All right. Campfire sing-along song. What's your favorite? Someone's got an acoustic guitar. A lesbian with her starter pack just whips one out. And what do you want her to start playing for campfire song?
I will start with "Come Together."
By the Beatles?
Yeah,
Here Come Old Flat Top?
yeah. Well, like we'll just get into it. The other thing that my go-to camp song, they're all church songs in my head. Like the first thing that came to mind was "Ha la 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 hallelujah."
La 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 hallelujah.
Ah, la, 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 la,
Oh my God, what church?
Yeah.
Did we go to the same church camp?
Absolutely not. Mm-mm. Nope.
Because that's one, give someone a hug, give a hug next to you. That's
Yeah.
church camp. That's always where you got to hug a girl and hold hands.
Yeah. And hold hands. Yeah,
Oh my God, we're kindreds. We've known each other in a past life.
I believe it.
And now it's time for Rad Libs.
We're gonna play a Mad Lib. I've written a story specifically for you.
Great.
Together, we're gonna make a great story. I even sent you a refresher on parts of speech.
It's true, and I reviewed it just to make sure because I did not want to do that one wrong.
It's not. There's no right or wrong. And anyway, I'll hold your hand through it if you need.
Okay.
Plus, I sent you a list of all the proper things, and this one has a lot that just aren't parts of speech.
Great.
All right, I need a nickname for your grandparents. Or any
Grammy.
grandparents. Grammy and
Pop.
Grammy and Pop. Those are perfect. An adjective.
That's a descriptor word.
Yeah,
Gosh.
it describes a noun.
Great. Smelly.
Yes. An animal.
A kangaroo.
Yes. A number.
7.
Yep. An emotion or feeling.
Grief.
Oh,
Bet you didn't see that one coming.
I did not. This was so funny. The story just took a turn. A celebrity.
Ooh. Taylor Swift. Sorry.
Yes. Oh my goodness. This is getting exciting. We still have, oh boy, like 15 or more to go. An activity.
Jump rope.
Oh. A noun.
Bird.
Sorry. This is a silly one. A food.
Potato.
Yes. A noun.
Drums.
A liquid.
Gatorade.
Sorry, I don't usually laugh this hard. This one's funny. I've never done this. I wrote, nickname.
Chief.
Yeah. Another noun.
Bookshelf.
Yes. Are you just looking around your house now?
Nope.
Uh-huh, okay.
Definitely not.
Something you'd find at Joann's Fabrics.
Ooh, closeout signs. Do you want like craft material though?
Nope. That's exactly what I wanted. A tool.
Chainsaw.
Yep. A song title.
The Joke
By Brandy Carlisle.
by Brandy Carlisle.
Great song. Great song.
Great
Not
song.
easy to sing at all.
Oh,
Very
boy.
difficult. Body part.
Phalange.
Yep. For you dirty people out there, those are your fingers. Yes.
Digits.
Your digits. Although digits also sounds dirty.
Sounds dirty. Mm-hmm.
Stop fingering my digits.
Sorry. Get off my phalanges.
A verb.
Love.
Oh. A movie.
Moana.
Yes. A farewell.
I keep doing the one from Sound of Music is what's in my head. So long. There you go.
So long.
So long.
Do you want it to be sung?
Yes, I would like it to be sung.
Elvita, say goodbye. Goodbye. We have a story. Oh my gosh, I've never been more excited to read a rad lib in my entire life. Because of what you do, this is called Camper Confidential, the letter home.
Great.
Do you make your campers write a letter?
To themselves.
Of course you do. Oh
Yeah.
my God. Oh my God, that's so wonderful. We would always have, as I was a camper and a counselor, and we would always have them do it on the Sunday they showed up. And so the letter back would get there like the Friday before they left. And it would always start with like, help, help. You know? All right, Camper Confidential, the letter home.
Okay.
Dear Grammy and Pop, hi from Camp Smelly Kangaroo. I've only been here 7 days, and so far I feel grief. My counselor, Taylor Swift, says I'm adjusting fine, even though I cried during jump rope and tried to escape using a canoe and a bird.
I actually think that's how kids would try to escape.
I just would they attach a note to the bird's leg.
You take it up. Go.
And Taylor Swift's like, it's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. The food here is interesting. For breakfast, we had a potato with a side of drums and a dash of Gatorade. I traded mine for a mystery gummy from a kid everyone calls Chief. Today in crafts, we learned how to make a bookshelf out of a closeout sign. It was the first time I've ever used a chainsaw unsupervised. After dinner, we sat around the campfire and sang The Joke while holding phalanges around the bonfire.
So it worked.
I gotta go. It's a talent show tonight, and I'm doing an interpretive love dance based on Moana. So, as we say at Camp Smelly Kangaroo, so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye. Goodbye. And then the whole crowd.
That's right.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's
So
beautiful. It's so beautiful. Remind everybody once again where they can listen to the Camp Wildart podcast and how they can donate to Camp Wildart.
Sure thing. Camp Wildart podcast is available anywhere that you stream your podcasts on all major podcast players. And you can donate to Camp Wildart, the facility or the place, through the Queer Community Network at queerpnw.org or on wildheartsociety.org. And that's Wild Heart Society, not Wild Hearts Society.
Just one heart.
One
Just
heart.
one wild heart.
One, because it's a Society of Wild Heart. One, single.
I sure appreciate all that you do for our community.
Thank you so much.
As
Same.
a previous little gay kite in the wind with no one holding on to my string, I think it feels so good to know that kids have people like you to advocate for them. So just thank you for the good work that you do.
Oh, thank you so much. Laughter is medicine, Kristin. So we're in it together.
Yeah, we're doing this. We're going to try to make the world a little bit better.
Yeah, 100%.
Interview complete. Donating to Camp Wildart now at wildheartsociety.org.
Yeah, be like Computer Lady and support Camp Wildart. Thank you so much to Mackenzie Dunham for coming on. Thank you for the incredible work that you do. And everyone, thank you for listening. If you're on YouTube, it means you're watching. So you get to see how great our hair is. Only on YouTube. So if you haven't seen, go to YouTube, watch this episode. And while you're there, go ahead and subscribe. There's all kinds of fun stuff on there. If you would like to donate to Camp Wildart and the wonderful work that Mackenzie Dunham is doing, you can either go to Camp Wild or wildheartsociety.org. That's what it is, wildheartsociety.org, or go straight to the Queer Community Network. But the wildheartsociety.org, you can make a wonderful donation to help Camp Wildart and trans youth as a whole. Thank you for listening. Keep supporting this podcast. I'm Kristin Key. You can follow me on all my social medias. I've got a website. It's kristinkey.com. There, it's got my tour dates, so you can see me live in a city near you, somewhere around the country. So come see my Camp Kristin S'more Lesbian S'more tour going on right now. Join the Patreon if you haven't already. You will be part of the Lesbian Army. You'll receive your very own badge and some exclusive bonus content, game night access, all kinds of fun stuff. I'm also on Cameo, so get a cameo from me. I'm going to keep making this podcast. I don't care what anybody says. Nobody's saying anything because I like doing it. I love getting to meet interesting people that are doing amazing things, especially inside the community. So until next time, bye.
We're gonna talk to some people, gonna have a lot of fun. We're gonna talk to some people, gonna learn a lot of stuff. We're gonna talk to some people, gonna have a lot of fun. We're gonna talk to some people, gonna learn a lot of stuff. 'Cause Kristin knows